Damn it. Dom, how you doing, buddy? Oh, looks like Arnie just went live. Hello, Lockin. How are you, sir? Gonna be battling Arnie, so oh well. Not probably won't be a bunch of people in here, but that's okay. So last week had a good show. We talked a lot, about the shipping part of, selling cards and everything. And yes, we do, my brother. Yes, we do. And it got me to thinking, there's a lot of times people talk about, selling cards and what do you do? Hey, Hunter, how are you, sir? And, what do you do and how do you do it and everything? So I think I am going to make a video on shipping cards. A lot of people just the different things that you can do. A lot of times you look at it and stuff and people are like, oh, I was in I was watching another YouTube and they were live and a guy was talking about, he's getting into cards and he doesn't know what to do. He's, shipping, and going ahead and, trying to figure out, well, do I use a laser printer? Do I use a inkjet printer? Do I buy labels and print on labels and blah blah blah? So I think we're gonna do a video on that. I do want to bring up one thing for anybody who might be watching who is new. And they look at the talk when it says it's weekly sports card and eBay talk show. And um, I try and talk about reselling a lot on here as much as I can. It is easier at times with a guest, but when it's by yourself, it's kind of hard. And so the chat when I'm by myself, the chat dictates what we're talking about and everything. So uh there was a comment by somebody in a Discord that I'm on who watched the show and was like, "Oh, not a lot of talk about profit, more talk about other stuff." And hey, that's the way we roll here at Collecting Profit and at Huddle Card HQ. You know what I'm saying? We talk about stuff that comes up in the chat, and if it's about buying and selling, it's about buying and selling. If it's about collecting, if it's about what product I'm looking forward to with this, that, and the other thing, that's what we go ahead and do. Like, for instance, Walking just posted the White Sox are going to be lowering their ticket prices by 10% next season. They probably should do that on any ticket that is not sold for the rest of this season because 10% is not enough. You should do 10% this season. Hell, this season you should probably do buy one get one free, and you might have a shot at going ahead and selling a few more seats. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I mean. 10% to go see the White Sox. Yeah, I don't know. Not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's great that they will go ahead and offer that discount. From that standpoint, um, I they should. When you look at it and everything. Has Karen made a stadium debut tonight? Oh damn, man, that is your guy, bro. Damn it, that sucks, Dommy, that you missed Daz. He's with Oakland A's. Wow, that's pretty good. Mets have been you know, Mets have been, just a massive roller coaster over the last, couple of weeks. But hey, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? But getting back to the White Sox, that's the thing right there. What are they doing? 10%, 10% for what? Again, it should be a buy one, get one, you know, for to be honest with you, because at this point, you're gonna be playing the games. You might as well put some asses in seats. I mean, let's see. If we look at the White Sox, they're 29 and 92. So you figure that's eight. They played 120 games. I don't know how many games. So let's say they got 42 games left. Let's say they got 21 home games. What the hell? You might as well do buy one, get one, so you could put some people in the stadium. Because if you don't, ain't nobody gonna show up. I mean, I don't know what their attendance, has been like. Let's see. Do they have attendance on the box scores? They usually do. So E even to see the New York Yankees. No, can't find it. Well, I'm sure attendance ain't that great. A lot of times they put attendance on some of the stuff. They may not be doing that for the White Sox anymore. With the amount of people that are showing up. But even for the Yankees, I mean, I guess for the Yankees, they're probably getting a decent crowd. You know, people coming to see Juan Soto and Judge. Uh, from that standpoint. So they're probably there. I have to check those guys out. I mean, again, might as well give it a shot. Might as well go. Mets 9-1. Thank goodness, we'll take it. Whole 21,000. Yeah, man. See, to me, like I was saying, to be honest with you, buy one, get one. You might as well go ahead and try and get as many people in that place as you possibly can. It makes no sense not to. 22,000. Well, I mean, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. I can only imagine if it wasn't the Yankees, what attendance would have been like. I bet you Chuck wasn't there. I'll bet you Chuck did not show up for that one. Well, yeah, 38,000 for the Cubbies, but I'm sure, you know, what, 22,000, 23,000, or, or 25,000 were rooting for the Cubs probably, you know. Probably probably a pretty packed for the Cubs. Probably felt like a home game for, the Cubs. But okay, so you're gonna drop the ticket prices in 2025. So what? So what? For those people who want to go there, I mean, 14,000 for the Royals and half of Royals fans. Yeah, I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was, man. You can go if you feel like. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to. I don't. Do the Royals sell out a lot? I'm not sure, but I don't know. I mean, I think I think it's crazy. And here we are, and baseball's talking about what they want to expand. I mean, you know, what are you going to expand for? What are you going to go through expansion for? Where do you want to put teams? It's all about ownership and stuff, or people not wanting to go. Look what's happening in Florida between Tampa and Miami. Look what's happening there in Chicago. I mean, I don't know what it's like in Pittsburgh. Obviously, Kansas City, they're not selling out. I don't know what. Yeah, Nashville. Why? Why would you add another team when you already have teams that can't put asses in seats? It's not like I can understand expanding if your product is in massive demand to where people can't get into the stadiums to watch it. I can understand that. I can understand. You know, I mean, hockey, they've gone ahead and they're talking about expanding. They've expanded twice and it seemed to work out. That's great and everything, but let's see what happens, for long term. Vegas, I think, is going to be fine. Seattle, probably going to be fine. I think those are close enough to Vancouver. So you probably got a lot of people who were Canucks fans, going ahead and being, Kraken fans. So I get it. Vegas, I get it. You may not have a lot of loyal Vegas fans, but with the amount of people that travel to you, it's a destination place. So people are going to try and go no matter what. Like you'll see, I can't believe, Oakland will probably do, well when they eventually, or I should say the A's will do well when they eventually get to, Las Vegas also. Yeah, I agree. It is hard. People, you know, people who have season tickets, a lot of those people will wind up paying because they don't want to lose the seat, right? For when the economy comes back. But the normal person who wants to go to a game, they're thinking, I don't have the extra income, to go to a game. So here you are again. You're going to try to expand, but even beside that, forget the fan part of it. Why are you going to expand when you already know you have teams that are not willing to pay? They're not willing to pay the players. They're going to let them go. I mean, Pittsburgh is going to be very, very interesting. Yeah, they locked up Reynolds. Yeah, they locked up, Key Brian Hayes. And Key Brian Hayes, unfortunately, it hasn't worked out great for them yet. But there's another thing, and they have three good young pitchers. They have a couple of other decent players in the minor league system. What are you going to do when these guys get good? Are you going to pay, or are they just going to be, are they going to be the minor league, system, for other teams and everything? Wow, that's crazy. Well, I mean, Colts, yeah, it makes sense. Fever sell out now. They do. And I mean, the Fever probably, Fever will sell out for a couple of years. You know, they have the new, shiny, I hate this, not, but they have the new shiny toy and everybody wants to go see. Um, and that, and the league should take advantage of it and do what they got to do. So yes, that's awesome. Yeah, Pirates, yeah, but because pitching alone isn't going to do it. You have to have some kind of offense. You just have to have some kind of offense. Yep. $50 to park, 18 for a beer, 18 for vegan tacos. I could do a Ducks game, $15, 8 free safe parking. Yeah, dude, I agree with you. I agree wholeheartedly. When you know, I agree. It's crazy. The price. To go to a game. I like going to minor league games. You know, um, because again, price is one thing. The baseball is good. You can normally usually sit a lot closer. You're close. Smaller stadiums, so it's closer. And just it's a great feeling. Minor league baseball, is awesome. We went to when we went over to Huntsville. We went over to see the Huntsville, what are they? The Trash Pandas, and it was a great little stadium. It was a Saturday. It was hot AF, man, but stadium. It was fun. The game was good, also. I mean, I like I like it. Yeah, the parking is absolutely freaking ridiculous. Yeah, you got to work for 3 months to play it. Cyclones, I think they would be fun to go watch. I would think they would be really, really fun to go watch. I gotta see. That'd be pretty cool if Mike and I came up to try and come up when the Mets are home, the Cyclones are home, and the Ducks are home. I think that would be a pretty cool go see three different games and everything. Oh, really? All right. Maybe we wouldn't go see the Cyclones, but Mike would want to go see them, so he probably would. Indianapolis. Yeah. Tell you, these minor league ballparks are excellent to go watch. Now, I mean, we have Rome, Georgia has, they're all minor. The only bad thing about where I am, they're all minor league teams for the baseball team from Georgia. So in Rome, they have a team. Over in Gwinnett County, they have a team, and stuff like that. But I'm gonna try and see, like when I travel and everything, for work and stuff. If there's a minor league game around, I'm gonna try and go. I got some guys that I work with who like, but I rather go watch the minor league guys. To your point, even if it's 15, 20 bucks, 30 bucks for a ticket. If you get 30 bucks for a ticket, you're gonna have a great seat. And that's the good part about it. When I was in Nashville, I didn't get a chance to go when I was in Nashville, because I believe Nashville has a minor league team. I know Chattanooga does. Uh, but to your point, they're usually easy to get in and out of. Even if it's sold out, packed, it's still easy to get in and out of. I mean, when we went to the game, in Huntsville, I mean, it was no problem, whatsoever getting out. No, one thing that was pretty cool in Huntsville. Ben Joyce for the Angels, because the Angels minor league team was there. Ben Joyce pitched in that game. Then you know what? 2 months later, he's called up to the big leagues. So that's really good and everything. But and I don't know, and I just wonder, you know, will the sports affect the sports card collecting in any way, shape, or form? When we went to the national, the guys were locked in the prices. There weren't a lot of deals. So I'm wondering the same type of thing. There was a lot of cards that probably, you know, I don't know how many lost leaders there were, at guys' tables. So I just didn't see it. I didn't see it. Hello, Kenneth. How are you tonight, sir? I didn't see it. So, I wonder, from that standpoint. The other thing I like going to minor league games also is you could think about it, some of these kids that are out there, they got Bowman cards out there, and maybe you watch a kid play and you go, holy cow, not a name, but I watched him play. I liked him. He looks pretty decent. Maybe I'll go buy some of his Bowman cards and see if I can reap some benefit if the kid does well. Maybe I'll go ahead and uh, you know, collect some, first mojos or first autographs of a kid that you see playing, and the next thing you know, kid's in the big leagues, he's doing well. Maybe it's that not that that not that big name prospect, but for somebody else. It is definitely definitely possible to have. Um, there's a kid that I again, and even when I went to that game, there's another kid who plays for the Angels. I don't know if his first name is Dana or if his last name is Dana. Let me see if I could find out. He's a pitcher, Caden Dana, and it's pretty cool. 'Cause I got to see him play. You know, a kid. And I was like, oh wow, huh? That kid had something pretty good, high prospect. A kid that's on a slow, not a meteoric path, but a kid who has done well and everything. So now I'm trying to see, if I can find some of his cards. That's what you have to do. That's the good thing about trying to find this stuff. Got to watch Skeens earlier this year as he was on the Indians to start out. So the Indians are a Pirates minor league team, Maddie? Did not know that. Did not know that he was. That's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. That's cool, man. That's cool. That's very cool. So that's good. You know, yeah, and I mean, the Pirates have another good draft pick this year, if I remember. I'm not sure. I thought the Pirates had another good pick, but Doesn't make a difference when you think about it. I mean, from the standpoint of you know, again, being able to watch a young guy, you see, maybe who knows, I mean, Skeens. I mean, come on. I think people expected him to do well. Again, not. I don't know if anybody expected him to do exactly what he did. I mean, to come up, get called up, start the All Star game. That's pretty good. I sure it's right. I mean, you've had Hayes, you've had Cruz. They have another kid, Tamar Johnson. I don't know if he is at that point yet where he is up in the what do you call it? If he's up I'm assuming Indiana's AAA. Did you say that? Are the Indianapolis Indians the AAA or are they a tad lower? We've gone to a couple of the Rome games, and I don't think we've seen anybody. Oh, hold on, sorry. Oh, they are cool. I don't think I don't think we've seen anybody, important there. Like I said, going to Huntsville was pretty cool. Sorry, I was bad and I did not silence my phone, you know. But that's all cool. That's all cool. Whew. Excuse me, been a long day, been a long day. But I think that's where it's at, I mean, again, you talk about, some of these clubs and you look at, baseball attendance and stuff, and like I said, I don't understand why you want to 2024 baseball attendance. I don't understand why they want to I don't understand why they want to try to expand and everything. What's crazy about the Chicago White Sox is it says that they're averaging 17,000 fans, man. They just went over a million fans for the year with this Yankee series. They're at 1,057,000. I mean, that's scary, right? And you go, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. But guess what? Up to right now, Miami's at 823,000. Yeah, in a big market. Miami's at 823,000. And Oakland, 524,000. Oakland is averaging 88, just under 8,900 fans a game. I'm telling you right now, the upper deck and the deck just below that should be freaking tarped off. And if you buy a ticket, it should be crap should be open seating. You sit wherever the hell you want to sit when you come to a game. At least fill up the bottom bowl of the stadium. The outfield, the bleachers and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. They're going to draw more when they go to Sacramento, which is friggin' nuts. And that's why, you know, that's where it's that um, it's that fine line, right? Because we're going to sit here and as fans are like, for crying out loud, you know, you don't do anything. We bitch and moan about the owners. You don't do anything about for the team. You're not trying to spend money. You don't care about X, Y, and Z. You don't give a crap. And but then we fans don't go to the games, and they're like, "Well, I'm not gonna go to the games and watch these guys play." Well, then you can't really be pissed when a guy goes ahead, and leaves. Why couldn't they work out a deal in Oakland? I don't know. It seems kind of odd to me. You would have thought that you would have thought in Oakland that they, that with the history of that team, that fans would have been around more. Uh, but like I said, but I don't blame the fans for not going. I mean, their payroll is 55 million. 55 million. I mean, there's players that are going to make, close, I mean, it's just crazy. But again, I get it. I understand it completely. I understand why people don't want to go. I understand why people don't want to, you know, don't want to spend their money because they're looking and being like, man, are you kidding me? That's a bunch of crap. Why am I going to go watch these guys play? Again, it's a double-edged sword. If as a fan, you're not going to go. I mean, you really can't complain when owners don't spend, money and stuff. You know, I mean, but then again, uh, yeah, sure, sir. More money in 1 year than their 25-man roster. That 55 million estimated payroll that includes, all the other stuff and everything. You know, but I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And you can't say, well, can you do more with less? Can you do less with more? I mean, look at the Indians. I'm sorry, Guardians. Guardians, they only average 25,000 fans. Their payroll's 94. They're doing pretty good. They seem to be able to put a team on the field that could compete. You know, Tampa. I tell you one thing I was very surprised of when you look at attendance. Uh, Tampa, another one, 16,000 fans. Well, actually, 16.9. Their payroll is like wow, 138 million. I'm not going to be surprised. I'm very surprised that Tampa's payroll is that high, but they do well. They're up there. It's I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, as things goes on. But again, another team, we talked about Pittsburgh. What is Baltimore going to do? You know, what is Baltimore going to do? When you look at Baltimore, their payroll night right now is 117 million. And you figure out who they have on that team: Gunner, Adelaide, Cowser. I mean, Holiday eventually, but they got control of him. These are guys you're wondering what are they going to do? Is Baltimore's new ownership going to look at the playbook, that the baseball team from Georgia put together and try and see if they could lock up some of these guys on somewhat team friendly long-term deals? I don't know if they will, but it'll be interesting. Yes, true. Nationals also. The Nationals have a new owner. So what are those guys going to do? Same type of thing. They're young teams. Are they going to keep them? That's the big thing. But then the other the other part you have the flip side is I don't know if we need new ownership. I I think Dom. I think we got year one of Stearns. Um, Let him go ahead and keep doing some of the things that he's doing, and I think we will see that that will be okay. I think his first few years, I think he had a 5-year plan or a 6-year plan. I think his first few years were fandom years. I think he was more of a fan than he was an owner, and he did some things that he probably shouldn't have. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. He has some contracts that are going to be very, very difficult. I still want to get back to the Orioles and the Nats, but he has some contracts that are going to be, handled. Lindor, say whatever you want to say. The way the guy's playing, the way he leads that team, he should be named the captain. Uh, I'm not worried about him. I think the Nimmo contract, terrible. It's going to age very, very badly. You can see it already. We're a year and a half into that. What was it? 8-year contract. We got 6.5 years left. That one's going to be that yuck, right? After you look at that and everything, they got Senga. Hopefully, his arm, his injury problems, not a big deal. That Pete's the big thing. There are people who will call and saying, "Hey, we should go after Christian Walker rather than Pete." Truth of the matter is this: they're both going to get about the same amount of money. The only difference you have is Walker is probably a little bit better. Well, Walker is a better fielder. He's a two-time Gold Glove winner, but we'll see what happens. If it's about money, if it's about dollars and cents, if it's about tying up the dollars and cents, whether when do you give Walker a 4-year deal, let's say, because he is 33 years old, or you give Pete a 6-year deal, they end at the exact same time because Pete's 2 years younger. So that's the one there. Problem the Mets have is, what are you going to do with some of these? Like how do you balance the big it's kind of like what Chicago is going through, right? How do you balance the White Sox? How do you balance being a big market team with a bunch of young players? Because what's going to happen is if the Mets would have go ahead and dismantle this whole thing and bring up Acuna and bring up Gilbert and bring up Scott and Sprout and let them go ahead and get up there and let them struggle and see what happens and Clifford and all kind of stuff, and they wind up sucking. Fans aren't going to show. Everybody wants to see the kids play, but they expect the kids to win. So it's a tough situation. Chicago is the exact same way. What you hope is you got to figure out how to get a good manager, good coaching staff that you say, look, we're going to let you coach. We're going to help you develop these players so that this way, and don't worry about it. We want to keep you here. That's what they need. You have to have that type of commitment from ownership to the coaching staff, because if you're going to bring all these young players up, you have to let the coaches be able to coach them. You can't expect them to be stars as soon as they happen. True, true. He is winning. Titus, welcome to our guest from the land of the rising sun. Um, you know, from that standpoint. But going back, to the Nationals, and the Orioles, again, new ownership, you know, what are they going to do? Well, and it's going to be very, very interesting. The Orioles were bad enough. They made really good picks. Their minor league system. I mean, and they still got some guys down there that are high on the list. So we will have to see, what happens. But the other point you have to look at is okay, so pick a player. And I don't care who the player is. Let's see. So we're saying that the Cincinnati Reds are under $100 million in salary. Let's pick a player on the Cincinnati Reds. Let's go ahead and go with we'll just anybody. We'll say Ellie De La Cruz. Might be a bad example, but Ellie De La Cruz. Are you going to pay Ellie De La Cruz? Like at what point in time do you pick some of these young players to go ahead and hang your hat on that you make a commitment to and say, okay, we're going to pay. Wow. And what you have to hope in reality, let's face it, is that if you show a commitment to the team by locking up the young players, what you're hoping as an owner is that even if you're not that good, fans will show up. But what are you going to do when the team's not good and people are like, why should I spend X number of dollars, on going to a game? It's a it's a very it's a slippery slope to go on. Now, to me, from what I've heard in the past, and I don't know how true it is anymore, but I have heard that for the most part, some of these deals that the teams get from revenue sharing and from the TV deals, that a lot of the salaries are already paid for, and they're not really paying the salaries with the revenue that they're generating at the stadium. So that's all gravy. That's all on top of everything. I'm sure. I am sure that is true. you know, but at least with the way they have it set up of arbitration and stuff like that. I mean, at least from that standpoint, you know, it may work out. But if we look at someone like uh, Ellie De La Cruz, his salary is going to be all the way down at the bottom. Ellie De La Cruz is getting $742,000 for this year. Next year is pre-arbitration at 23. 2026 at age 24, it's pre-arbitration also, which I believe that means if I understand uh, how it works, I think pre-arbitration is it's like, hey, here's what we're gonna pay you. Here's what you're gonna get. Have a nice day. I know they try and work something out, but who knows, what they do. I can see them going ahead and um, trying to figure out a way to give him a little bit more, let's say, than what the pre-arb money is. But that's true. Plus, they had that new, bonus pool money, so he'll get money from that also. That's that incentive that uh, teams are now given, and there's another incentive in there with they get an extra draft pick or a compensatory pick if like if they bring up a young player, to start the clock, and he's like rookie of the year or something along those lines, that they actually can benefit that through the draft and maybe get like another one of those, compensatory picks in between the first and the second round picks. Those are those are pretty decent picks. Those are pretty decent picks. Yeah. So, but but again, okay, if they just, again, and I don't know when he would be an unrestricted free agent. That's the problem. You don't know about some of these guys, when they would be unrestricted, free agents. Um, but let's say it's 4 years, 5 years down the road. I mean, here you are. You've rooted for that kid. You've watched his career. You've watched him go from decent to really, really good, and then the team goes, "Yeah, sorry, we're gonna trade him, and you're gonna get some young minor league players in return." you know, and the other thing that gets me is that when you look at the salaries that are going on, who the heck's gonna keep paying? Like how many more? Uh, what? Like the Dodgers, right? Look at the Dodgers. Look at that. You look at their payroll and stuff. how many more, how many more, 200, $300 million players are they gonna It's your 6th year, full year, I think is that's why. Yeah, that's why they took me wait to go ahead and call him up. Yeah. I didn't know if it was 5th year or 6th year. So so you're right. So a guy like Ellie who gets called up now, he's 22 years old. So they pretty much are sure to have him till he's 28. Then at 28, right in the middle of his prime, they got to figure out, do I pay him or do I let him or do I trade him? Yeah, the Dodgers still have to figure out how to come up with what 680 million for Otani when he retires. With the way they did his the way he did hit they did his contract, which is absolutely nuts. You look at Shohei Ohtani, and he's the fourth highest paid Los Angeles Dodger. Um, but the thing is at starting at when he's 39 years old in 2023, from 2034 to 2043, they pay him $68 million a year. 68 million. I'm telling you right now, all of you people that say happy Bobby Bonilla Day, there better be a happy Shohei Ohtani Day. Because you can say whatever you want to say, but at least the Bobby Bonilla deal did not cost $680 million of deferred money. It was like $1 million a year. So even 1 year's worth of Otani is way more than the whole time for Bobby Bonilla. So there better be a Shohei Otani day where you guys rag on Bobby Bonilla. And it's funny, at one point, like after he retired, they said he was like the highest paid outfielder on the Mets. It is insane, but at the time, it was brilliant. If it was probably, the Yankees who did it or the Dodgers that did it, or if it was the Red Sox, you know, Philadelphia Phillies, and no one would be like, "Hey, man, what a great idea." No, but because it's the New York Mets, all yous got a rag on us, and it's just not right. Okay, sometimes words hurt. Not in this space, but sometimes they do. But there's a lot of guys getting deferred money. Everybody just thinks about him. But there are a lot of players in that time frame. He just was smart enough and stretched it out all for all these years and was like, "Hey, I'll take $1 million a year for whatever how many years it was, 30 years or stuff." Yeah. Well, don't forget though, for the longest time, the Cubs were owned by a big company, right? With Wrigley. I mean, Wrigley Field, right? So I mean, the Cubs were owned by a big company, so I can understand that happening there. Yeah, Chris Davis. Right. No one complains about Chris Davis, the money he's getting from Baltimore. Greinke from the Astros. Nobody goes ahead and nobody complains about what Greinke's getting. Oh no. Let's just go ahead and make fun of the Mets for paying Bobby Bonilla. Wish they would show that. Oh, and guess what? Bobby Bonilla. Bobby Bonilla is getting Bobby Bonilla gets $500,000. Got $500,000 from the Baltimore Orioles. Chris Davis got 9 million. Holy crow. Alex Cobb has 4.5 million from the that's what they get in 2024. I don't know how far those deferments go. But Chris Davis in 2024 will get $9.1 million from the Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, he gets from the Orioles make more money from commercials than he ever makes from the Dodgers. Yes, that's true. I agree. He most definitely will. That's right. Sid Finch, baby. Woo! Guy throw what 108, 110 miles an hour. Yikes. Well, yes, I agree and understand, what you're saying from that standpoint of of not having to use a roster spot. So I go ahead and I agree with that. Wow, Judge reached 300 career home runs in the fewest games ever. Wow, didn't know that. Yeah, that's another one. That was very sad. Didn't I'm not gonna lie. That's one of those ones didn't see coming. Did not think you'd see that Sports Illustrated go ahead and end that one. Yeah, that one's a little on the crazy side. That one's that one is definitely a little crazy. It's sad. You know, you think of some of the iconic covers from Sports Illustrated. Um, I wonder if I wonder how that would go from a resale perspective. I know it was said before, Lachlan, but hey, the new the channel logo, very very nice looking, sir. Very very nice looking. Like like the logo, Lachlan 99er. Looks really good, man. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Like I said, some of those iconic covers that they have. Excuse me. Oh, Sticks G made it for you. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. He's pretty talented there, that Stickeroni's G. But I wonder how attendance is overall. I mean I gotta believe it's down, from that standpoint. Yeah, yours sucks compared to Lockin. Just kidding. Used to be order to order frame cover of them. I wonder if they still. I don't know. That would be pretty cool. Wonder how I want to. That'd be pretty cool if you could pick and choose. From that standpoint, that would be something that would be nice. Those special ones. You're welcome. You're welcome a ton. Ah, man. Man, so what else? I mean, oof, you know, basketball, football getting ready to heat up. That's going to be interesting to see what happens, with some of these young quarterbacks. Everybody said everybody was talking about rushing out and getting, believe it or not, um, believe it or not, Dami, I know you're not a Jets fan, but people were talking about buying Sam Darnold with JJ McCarthy going down. Sam Darnold, people were saying, man, you could see an uptick in his cards and everything. Uh-oh. Haven't seen him forever. I mean, it's funny you ask. I was actually just talking to our field guy in Indianapolis, and he's having some trouble up there with some of his stuff. So I don't know if I may have to go. It depends. He's gonna he has another auction that's not too far from him. He's gonna go up there to see if the other guy's gonna come over, see if they can figure out what the issue is. If they can't, then maybe there's a chance I might have to fly up to Indy. I'll definitely fly to Indy. I drove last time, but I drove because I actually went to Louisville first. Um, then I had to go to Indy, then I had to go back to Louisville, I had to go back to Indy, and then I drove all the way home, and that was a little much. Yeah, most definitely. Be keeping a super low profile, but since he's been doing a bunch of housework, I tell you, Beast has been doing some really good painting. I don't know if you guys, he doesn't post. I wish he should put it on his channel. You know, even if he just does some shorts. I know he puts them on his Facebook page. Some of the pictures that he paints are really, really good. Yeah. That one was a little long driving alone. I mean, I didn't mind it, but it was just longer than I thought it was gonna be. Yep, Beast's artwork is very good. He should be making shorts on them for his channel, because I guarantee you that will go ahead and uh that he'll get people watching. If he even filmed a little bit of it and put it out there, in bits and pieces, I think it would be awesome it would be an awesome channel to go ahead and see. It would be probably a hell of a market, a niche area from not a market, a niche video stuff for YouTube. I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of people, who show themselves, painting and everything, but I know it's probably more of a, something that gets done, to chill and his, getaway time, his relaxing time. But, you know, if you go ahead and um, you know, you can get some people watching you and stuff and grow a channel, then once in that type of stuff, you grow a channel. Next thing you know, the people watching you, they want to buy your stuff. And you do, like we say on this channel, you collect the profit. So, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it definitely will do that. It'll definitely get you subs and stuff. I think it's a great little niche, segment that you really hear a lot about. And like I said, to me, you know, with what I mean, looking at I mean, I've seen what, two or three that he's posted. Really, really good. It would be a really good thing for his channel. Again, I don't know if he could. Um, I don't know if he would want to, film the whole painting of a picture. But even if you did, if you set up a camera, and you record it. Now I don't know how long. Well, looky here. That's true. Looky here. Holy cow! You speak his name, and he comes in. Very nice. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that happens, man. Channels can go ahead and channels can blow up just from shorts and stuff. Um, Someone like Beetlejuice, we said his name 3 times and bingo. that's why I'm gonna try and take, like any of the hits that I get from my videos, even if they're, just, you know, 20-second, 30-second clips that I can put out there. I'm gonna try and do it because what's pretty cool now in actually in StreamYard, after you film, you can go back in and you can generate shorts. Now I don't know how many you can generate. I don't know if you can only do one, if you can, but you can actually move if you says you can click on a button that says generate a short, and it gives you a slide, and then you can adjust. So what's cool is it only will do a minute at the most. So you can go from that standpoint, and then you could, make it shorter, make it fit. So you can do that, you can do that stuff. Oh, yeah. You're very welcome, sir. Very welcome. I mean, I speak the truth. That stuff is really good. I mean, I think, see, to me, that's the type of thing where, like, when I'm working from home, John, we're talking about, like, if you, again, if you went ahead and, um, filmed yourself making one of those, even I don't know how long it takes, if it takes you 4 or 5 days, but, like, to me, if you were to go ahead and make a video on from start to finish, no matter how long that takes, just cutting it up and putting it, see, that's the type of stuff that I would, I put on in the background, when I'm working at home. I'll put on podcasts, or I'll put on, somebody's show and just listen, while I'm working. So, it's that's some good stuff, I think. Asking if you translate people's posts when they are in English. Funny thing I've been seeing is YouTube asking if you want to translate people's posts when they aren't. Oh, really? Huh? I have not seen that at all. That's really interesting. Oh, see, I tell you, man, I'm not telling you what to do, John, but I tell you, I think on a couple of those, you should just set the camera up on the side, hit the record button, do what you gotta do, and throw a few of them up and see what happens, man. Because I think that kind of stuff would would be amazing. Yeah. you know. Because I don't, and then, I mean, the YouTube and the trying to generate, like, Matt said, watch hours and subs. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's how you're gonna make the money. And then again, like I was saying, the other way you make the money is a lot of these guys, girls who have the bigger channels, is they monetize their viewership by getting them, to buy their products, whatever it may be. Oh man, hey, we're hawking X, Y, and Z. Go ahead and buy it, and so on and so forth, and everything. You know. Okay. Yeah, I can understand that. I can definitely understand, you wanting to do that. um, you know, but like I said, that there's you know, yeah. I mean, the way the YouTube thing works, again, it's the watch hours and the other stuff and everything. So, like I said, I want to do excuse me. I want to do more shorts to see if I can. I don't know. Obviously, on when you think about shorts, um, you're not going to get a lot of viewer time on a short, right? You do a minute. If you have 10 people watch, it's still only, and they watch the whole thing, it's still only 10 minutes of view time, which is better than no minutes of view time, but it's that. Um, but the hope is that if you can go ahead and show a couple of things that it may spark somebody's curiosity to be a sub, and then watch some of the other stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, you know, has a show on Wednesday night also. Oh wow, let me go ahead, and check out the show and see what the show's all about, and so on and so forth from that standpoint. All right, everybody. We're gonna start up over here in this corner. And you know what? Let's have a little blue. Little blue, little blue, little blue, little blue. That's it, man. If you're gonna go Bob Ross, you gotta go with the fro. Ain't no dang beret. All right. We're gonna start up here in this corner. We're gonna have a little blue, little blue. Oh, hey, you know what? Let's add a mountain. All right. And I think maybe we go ahead, maybe we'll have the moon. It's gonna be a nice. We'll have the moon shine down on this mountain. All right. No, like I said, John, the stuff that you've done, it looks great. Mr. Larkin, thank you, sir, for hanging out. Much appreciated as always. That's right. There are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. So, but yeah, I mean, there's that like I said, that's a lot of good thing. I mean, what would be pretty cool. Hello, CEO. How are you? I'm doing wonderful, thank you. Um, See, John, once you get better at it, then what if you did baseball cards? Like, what if you took, uh, you know, like an 86 card from 86 and you did it in your own way? Obviously, it'll be a little more of a caricature, but man, you imagine, you start doing that, you know, yeah, a baseball stadium, or like well, he's done Mr. Met, he's done those types of things, but imagine, more of the not necessarily just a big logo, but what if you did, like a baseball card? That would be something like that would be pretty cool. He says hello. He said hello to everybody as he was going up the stairs. Just came in from working at the Home Depot. So so yeah. I mean, but like I said, very good work, very good work. Man, where the hell were we talking before, John? Oh, but we were talking about, again, it's a way to increase viewership for YouTube. Um, Obviously you get the watch hours. The watch hours get you some ad revenue, I mean, you have to have the long form. I mean, I don't know how I don't know how some of these channels that like only do shorts, they must have to get tons and tons of views. I guess you think about it, if you do, right? If you have a short that goes viral, and even if it's a minute, and even if let's say you only get 30 seconds of viewership from people, if 100,000 people watch 30 seconds, that's a lot of seconds, you know? No, I have not. Oils are different than spray paint. Not good with persons. Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, but that's why I said a little more of the caricature as you get better at it, you know. But what about you didn't even wait, even if you didn't do somebody's face, what if you did their back, right? Imagine, if you were to, um, I know this is a bad design, right? But if you were to take, like the Bowman, but imagine if you took the Alvarez and you turned it around and you just did his back with the Alvarez and the number, right? Don't do the face. Like a reverse card. Yeah, 100,000 30 seconds is about 53 seconds. Yep. you know, Baseball people might like that. Like I said, they may not, again, that football, right? The back of a football jersey. If you make it like a card with the border, just look, make sure you have a pen and paper down. Write this stuff down just as just as make a mental note, John. You need to make a mental note. Then customize it, right? Imagine this, John. Here we are. Oh, I got it. I got it. I can't find it, but I got it. But imagine you take an iconic looking card, a back side, blue and orange for the Mets colors, and the name across the number. Make number whatever number you want, but the name across the number is Your Buddy Dom. Imagine a custom Your Buddy Dom card painting that looks like a baseball card. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I mean, there's some things you could, yeah, see. Ah. Hmm. See? See? See that? You know? Hey, you get somebody, and let's say, the 86 tops is their favorite card. Imagine, you paint that border around, and you could do somebody, you could do their favorite player, just the back so and so, or you could actually do them. 24. There you go. It's just a pretty cool idea. I think that would be, something like, maybe somebody likes, 93. Maybe somebody likes, what was the wood grain one? When it looks like wood grain, whatever year that was. If Locken was still here, he'd bark it right out. That's true, Dom. Your number's 5 millions. Oh yeah. Hey, if you're into, 87, yeah, 87 tops had the wood grain, right? So if you like that, like the wood grain, telling you. But hey, yeah, if you are a Judge fan, or if you're a Tops Now fan, Tops Now is going to have the Orange Judge card out tomorrow. Yeah, see, Ricky had Dom's number of 24. Yeah, if you're into A our own Judge, and you're into Tops Now, might be worth a shot. Might be worth a shot. That's okay, Beast. People will wait. People are willing to wait for good stuff. It's crap that people don't want to wait for. People are willing to wait. I don't think you'd have any issue with doing that for somebody and getting them to work. Oh, Mantis, what's happening? Hank Aaron has a new postage stamp. It looks sweet. $14.60 for a sheet of 20. Well, because of the curing process, Dom, he has to make sure it's completely dry. I got about 10 or so homework not used if anybody wants them. Oh, wait. Yeah, well, you gotta figure. I mean, it has to completely dry. Just when you have a painting and you're done painting, it's not automatically dry. Like over 24 hours. You normally have to go ahead and give it plenty of time to go ahead and all dry because it's oil paint. It's not latex that dries really really fast. It's oil paint. What you think Picasso was whipping out a painting on a Wednesday night and shipping it Thursday morning? No, no, wasn't happening that way. It does not happen that way. See, Layers. It's like an onion. Layers. Lots of layers with this onion that we call a painting. Looking through a glass onion. Oh, sorry, a little fly flew. Gotta get that special like uh that that UV stuff. I don't know if you know, like for people that do woodwork and everything, they have this like a stain and stuff where you actually put it on and you take a UV light, and the UV light goes ahead and it activates it, and it winds up being dry right away. You can wind up getting like 4 or 5 coats on a thing. Well, yeah. I mean, rooting for the Angels isn't a bad thing, Dom. Just saying. Rooting for the Angels isn't really, really bad. Nah, man. Baseball season, like Aaron Judge belts 300th home run with the fastest. You know what the scary part about Judge is? He's 32 years old. When you think about him, he's 32 years old. Not a young man by any, stretch of the imagination. But I mean, he has been around for a while. He did start in 2016. This is his eighth, full year. Um, but think about it. He's not one of these guys who, I mean, he came up, what? This is his eighth year. So he came up when he was 25. 2016 was his no, he was 24. He was 24 when he came up. So I mean, that's not that bad. Yeah, see that, Dom? You guys would like meet in Jersey for lunch, right? Go to Jersey, have a nice lunch. There you go. Yep, I think that's what's gonna happen. I do too. I was up really early, didn't sleep that well last night. Um, but I think I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna call it an evening. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Episode number 85 of Collecting Profit. And it actually isn't 85, it's actually like a couple more what we've done collecting profit, but we had, like preview shows and stuff like that. So this is really I think like the 88th or so, 88th week in a row, but we're calling it 85 episodes of actually collecting profit. So again, much appreciate every single one of you guys. John, you're very welcome, man. And it's it ain't hard to do when the work is that good, brother. It is not hard to do when the work is that good. You keep it up, man. I look forward to seeing more of those things. And you know what? And I think, to be honest with you, I'm serious. I don't know if you do lake scenes, like morning lake scenes or something like that. But if that was something that you would do one day, down the road, not just yet, maybe down the road, it would look to be something that I would particularly like to consider going ahead and getting and hanging it up in my lake house. So when I have that, so keep that in mind, brother. Thank you again, everybody. Appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you guys, and have yourselves a great night. And we'll catch you next week. Working real hard on a guest for next week. Thanks a lot, everybody.